Hi guys, Steady Eddie here, although not so steady in this vlog because I'm going to talk about a subject that is not very pleasant, but it's still important to consider if you're travelling anywhere. It's the subject of food poisoning, getting a food related illness while on holiday. Sooner or later it affects us all. This being a travel channel, I'm here to talk about this unfortunate aspect of travel and to recount an experience I had on my recent visit to Taiwan. Taiwan is a small country I've been meaning to visit for a while. The images I'd seen of this place looked really good. I'd watched some YouTube videos that said that this country was one of the most underrated places you could visit. Taiwan is also, of course, known for its street food and its exotic cuisine, and it is true that it has some very appealing restaurants and roadside cafes. This one is close to the main Taipei station, and I just want to give you an idea of what food you may encounter here. When I'm talking about food poisoning, I don't mean this place. This was a good little cafe and I had a very good meal here. And we're paid a lot cheaper than you will get in Taipei bars, which always helps. Jesus, I've struck gold. They've actually got beer in this one. Heineken. A 50 NTD a can. I like it already. Sounds like my kind of place. This is bloody good. And here it is, the dumplings, steaming. Everything's so hot. I'm going to put a little bit of sauce on, a little bit of soy sauce or whatever it is. There we go, there we go, there we go. God, what a meal. And a nice cold Heineken to wash it down. Okay, so the total cost for that meal and 3 Heinekens was 385 NTD, which is about approximately £10 in English money. And for a nice meal and 3 small beers, £10. Taiwan doesn't have to be expensive. I really enjoyed that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, okay. All the best. That was lovely, that was. Really enjoyed that. Okay. Very, very nice. Thank you. Ta-ra. There we go. Lovely stuff. What's that? Oh. Okay, thank you. Lovely meal, that. Anyway, have a lovely evening. Yes, she's beautiful. Oh, she's absolutely. So beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. And you as well. You're both beautiful. No. You're both beautiful, and you beautiful food as well. I really enjoyed that, ladies. Okay. Lovely stuff. Thank you. Good night. I'm going back to my hotel. Bye bye. See you first in the future. So that was a good little place to stop by for the Taiwanese meal. Nice food, cheap beer, and the friendliest of people. What more could you possibly want? So, after 4 pleasant days in Taipei, I took the bullet train to Kaohsiung. Now, Kaohsiung, I'd heard, was an even more underrated city than Taiwan as a whole. An underrated city in an underrated country? Who could resist that? I'd seen some glowing reports on this city in YouTube videos and was so looking forward to it. It appeared to have so many things to see and do, and I was spending 4 days here, which would be enough time to really explore the city. So, after taking a very impressive bullet train journey from Taipei to Kaohsiung, I checked into a rather nice hotel. It was early afternoon and all was looking good. So what was the plan? Well, the plan was to have a quick walk around to get the feel of this area, have something to eat, and then have a couple of hours sleep before checking the city out on this first evening. So, after checking in, I had to walk around. I had a couple of good value beers in a stall near to my hotel, and then it was time for that afternoon meal. Well, close to the hotel there was a local fast food cafe. It looked rough and ready, but had a bit of charm about it, and they were all Taiwanese eating there. Taiwan, remember, is famous for its street food. So there was nothing else nearby, so I thought I'd give it a go. I had a very cheap and quite tasty meal involving rice and pork, boiled rice. Okay, so that was the afternoon meal. Cheap and cheerful, and it was just what I needed at that time of day. So, back to the hotel for an afternoon sleep. Now, what was it I ate again? Welcome to Kaohsiung. This was my view of this underrated city for the first 3 days here. Stuck in my hotel room, staring at the ceiling, unable to move for the most part, unable to eat, barely having the strength to cross the road and get something from the 7-Eleven. I managed a flavoured milk on the second day, bought a sandwich but struggled to get it down me, and I lost weight in those 3 bedridden days. Yes, it was my old enemy, rice. White rice, left in a tray too long, maybe reheated and left to gather bacteria. In all my years of travelling through Southeast Asia, I've had food poisoning 3 times. Once in Laos, once Cambodia, and this the 3rd time, here in Taiwan. And all 3 of those awful illnesses I would attribute to rice. At least this one didn't come with the violent vomiting and diarrhea I got with the first 2. The problem with this one is just that it lasted longer. For 3 days I was wiped out, just totally zapped of all energy. On the 4th day, my last in Kaohsiung, I managed to get out and do something. Nothing too exciting. By now I felt that this town, which I'd heard such good reports about, had passed me by. I'd written it off as a loss. Well, I must say I'm impressed with the prices of the taxis. The taxis here are very, very efficient and very, very cheap. I just took a cab there from my hotel to here, which is about, maybe maybe 1.5 miles. And that was 115 NTD, which is just slightly more than £3 in English money, which is really, really cheap. Very, very cheap though. About £3.20, something like that. And the taxi drivers are really, they're really good. They're reluctant to accept tips. It seems to me that this is not a tipping culture at all. You know, they're not used to getting tips. But I give them a tip anyway. Anyway, it feels good to be out of that hotel room. Really does. This is day 4 in Kaohsiung, and this is the first day that I've really managed to get out and actually see a little bit of something in the city. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself, you know, there's no point crying over spilt milk. 3 days laid up in that hotel room, it's my own fault for eating the wrong thing. These things happen, that's all part of travelling. Well, it certainly seems to be a touristy little place. Wait a minute, let's get a shot of this train coming in. Come on, let's get a shot of this train. Wow, how nice a shot is that? Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, it certainly seems to be a touristy place, wherever this is. I'm not sure what part of the city it is. I actually said to the driver, city centre, but you know, those words don't necessarily mean the same things in every language. So, you know, he ended up getting his mobile phone. I had to get on the phone and speak with someone in English, but this seems a good little place to spend a few hours of an afternoon. Just glad to be out of the hotel room. Okay, so I'm having my first cold beer of the day. I'm not drinking in some expensive bar somewhere where it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. So I'm drinking at this nice little stand here, where Heineken is served at 40 NTD for a small can, which is quite reasonable. It's only a bit more than £1. I think that's actually quite reasonable. That is. So I'll have a couple of beers here just to perk me up. After that illness, I'm still not, I'm still not really fully onto me food. I couldn't eat a big meal or anything like that. Maybe an odd snack, but I can get liquids down here, maybe fruit juice, and a couple of beers, of course. Whether that's a wise thing to do, you know, I don't always do the wise thing.